This week on What's Tracking.
What's tracking, Marcel?
Our own Steve Oropeza went out to the motocross track at Lake Elsinore with some video cameras, some audio equipment.
Beer.
We hope. If I was there, there'd be beer at the track, I promise you. And speaking of which...
Have some water.
Oh, it's good water. Okay, and Steve, what'd you do out there?
So we took out 4 GoPros. We had 5D and a 7D, a Rode mic, and a H4n Zoom recorder.
And what'd you do with all that great stuff?
So we hooked it all up to my dirt bike and took some laps, recorded some audio, did some video, and edited it all together. So
Steve is a really good actor because he's going out in 3 days. So he hasn't gone out yet, but he's going out. But that was a good job.
I believe every bit of it.
And he's going to get some great footage for us, or we have no feature. No pressure.
Yeah, don't worry.
No pressure, Steve. Get it. Get the story. Get the get.
You're my hero.
On this week's news, did you hear Microsoft is doing TV shows?
I did. I've heard this.
They're called Xbox Originals. So you have to have an Xbox to view them.
Interesting.
Now I want to see the first big show because it's a Halo TV series.
Is it called the first big show?
No, it's called Halo, the TV series.
Okay, just checking.
And Steven Spielberg is the executive producer.
That's huge.
So now I'm faced with the dilemma of whether or not to buy an Xbox.
Well, that's really not a dilemma or a dilemma.
I mean, it's a big investment for something. I mean, I'm ashamed to not own an Xbox.
I don't own an Xbox.
So how can you be a technology guy and not have...
Because I have a PlayStation.
But you can't watch Halo on the PlayStation.
Well, I'll just have to sit there waiting for somebody else to make a show for the PlayStation.
So you Xboxers, are they called Xboxers? Well, I call them Xboxers.
Hold on, the PlayStation has Netflix, so I don't have to worry about what's on Xbox.
Unless you want to watch Halo, the TV series.
Yes.
I really want to watch this TV series.
Why?
Because I've never played Halo.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm going to live vicariously
Hold on, I'm
through
putting
the
it
TV
together.
episode.
Halo is an Xbox game. I put it all together. I have PlayStation.
And what do you watch on your PlayStation?
Netflix.
And what show?
House of Cards. I love it.
Pulling teeth.
It's huge.
4K, 6K. We talked about it, and you clarified everything.
Yes, there's a 2K difference.
Let's see the footage from last week. What's the difference between 4K? Like, what can you see on
2K.
6K? There you go. It's 2K better. So
2K.
There it was.
Or not 2K.
Did you know there's an 8K?
No.
Well, they're working on 8K, and there's already, Grass Valley demoed 8K on EDS Pro 7, which is software for editing in real time. And basically, you can edit video in real time for broadcasting. So if you want to broadcast like YouTube live, you can use the software to do effects in real time. But the cool thing is $140 at B&H.
Wow, I've been to B&H. That's a great place.
So you can next time you go, get some EDS Pro 7 or order it online. 4K, we were wondering why people needed it. Did you know that for the past 2 seasons, Fox has been using 4K cameras for all their NFL games?
I did not know that, sir.
And the reason is, you want the reason?
Yeah, I really
Can you guess why?
No, I mean, just because it looks better?
When they zoom in on the replays, they're crisper.
Oh, right. Like when I zoom in on a picture of my computer, it gets all grainy.
More resolution.
I'm enlightened, sir.
There you go. So we found some, we're learning as we go. Do you know that FCC is cutting frequencies available to the public?
I did not know that, sir.
They're auctioning off frequencies. And so far they've been in around the 2 gigahertz range. But next year they're going to auction off 600 megahertz, which is used by a lot of wireless microphones by
Do you know why?
Our viewers. To raise money to pay for tax cuts.
Weird.
Thank you very much, our government.
Strange.
It is very strange.
We live in strange times,
They're
sir.
raising money. It's like when they're going to start selling parks next. I mean, these
air.
are...
They're going to sell air.
Yeah,
They're
air.
selling air.
These are
airwaves.
These are
They're
our
selling air.
frequencies. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We reside in them. We'd like to use them. You have no right selling them off.
Don't put Marcus. Now they're going to come after us.
They have no right selling off our frequencies. It gets emotional. I'm a guy who equalizes a lot. I like to have all my frequencies available. June 6th and 7th, what's going on?
GearFest.
Sweetwater in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Our friends at Sweetwater are throwing a party. And when I say throwing a party, it's a big party with bands and food and seminars from experts. Ed Cherney, Bruce Swedin, they're all going to be there.
Jason Bonham.
They're all going to be there and lots more. They had so many seminars last year that the board was full and they had to put a second board up.
Oh my gosh, it's a two-board seminar
party. It's a
party.
two-board festival. If you're in the Midwest, go to GearFest.
Do they have a theme park?
Come see Colin and myself. We're going to be hanging out there. It's going to be fun. All right, this week I spelled review wrong.
Well, we can't all be geniuses like you in every area.
This week we're going to take a look at an awesome software. And I know we say awesome a lot, and we're having some fun with the Jimmy Fallon words. But if you're doing post-production work for video with audio, you've got to get this software. No two ways about it. Or you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called Soundminer. Soundminer is an advanced search engine for sound effects and music cues. Now, I've known about it for some time, but I went and visited our mix engineer for the show, Clint Crump. Does a lot of other network shows.
We love him. He's
Clint's
amazing.
Doing a great job. We thank you, Clint. And he every time I go over there, he raves about Soundminer because he said without Pro Tools is his #1 tool. He couldn't do his job without Pro Tools, but without Soundminer, he said I also couldn't do my job. It's my #2 most valued tool after Pro Tools.
He's a beautiful man.
And so it runs on Mac or PC, and it searches metadata for things like keywords, like you type in bass, drums, you could type in tempo, key, and then a bunch of results that you can preview in real time. You can speed them up, slow them down, which you can also do in Pro Tools or Logic or whatever, but you could hear it in real time, sped up or slowed down. So you can see if that sound effect's gonna fit your cue.
Oh,
and then you
I see, I get you.
Yeah, then you just drag it in.
So you're telling me if I have 1 million plugins, it will search out the ones that affect
It'll
these
search
things,
out all the sounds on
that
your
affect these things.
and all the metadata, and you can add more, you can embed more metadata into libraries as well.
Right, so you can kind of
make your own
customize
notes.
it.
Oh, I like
Right.
this sound, I'll give it my own note. And it's fast and it's cool. We're gonna list it below, the difference between the two. So Soundminer, amazing tool for audio and video. Great product for our audience. So let's go take a look at that footage that our friend, oh wait a second, I almost forgot. A shout out to our friends on Facebook.
Oh yeah, do we have any from
We have a
far
Facebook
away?
page we put up this week and we've been getting some likes. So
What's the furthest one away?
we have Tahara J. We're going to leave off the last name so no one poaches our
That's right.
our
You don't want
viewers.
fan poachers. Beware.
Yokohama Shi, Kanagawa, Japan.
Any famous people?
Any famous
Thanks,
people?
Steve.
How about Kevin Quiz Ryan, who's Beyonce's audio guy? Pretty cool.
We're cool.
Thanks for watching, Kevin.
Who else?
Grammy-nominated Doc Wiley. He's engineered
You
for
don't
Prince
say.
and other people.
I like
my
Doc.
mom likes our shows. So we might read your name, but now you know we have a Facebook page and we post things like a picture of Clint Crump, who mixes our shows.
I saw that. It was actually a really good picture.
More
I was really
people like the
happy.
picture than have subscribed to our shows so far.
We have a zillion subscribers.
They're coming. No, we got a lot of viewers, but subscribe, comment, and like so that everyone knows you're out there. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'd like to have some new comments. That'd be nice.
Let's take a look at that footage Steve did for us.
oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
I know, my favorite part is when he rides away here and they all have pickup trucks. So all these guys ride motocross and they all have
How are you going
pickups.
to get your bike there? Otherwise?
Exactly, I understand.
Oh, hold on.
But
look
this
at
is
that.
a serious commitment. You don't need not just buying a mic, you're not just buying the outfit, you're buying the pickup truck too.
Yeah, it comes with the bike. An accessory.
They sell it.
Hold on,
They
this is
sell
cool.
it at the
Look
bike
at
shop.
that.
Ow!
Look at this. Oh,
I love
what
that.
was that?
That was the camera falling
Oh, I thought it was your head.
after a hard landing.
Yeah, and you do fall here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
There it is.
Nicely
What happened
done.
to your body? Did you get maimed?
I got some scratches.
Did you get some bruises?
No, not
Nice.
bruises, just scratches.
Please make sure we have a signed waiver.
We're gonna have to do a part 2. This is
Did
part
you sign
1.
the waiver? Let's make sure we have that signed.
Oh, I don't know why.
Whoa, look at
I have
that.
no idea
Yeah.
what he was doing.
I almost
out
got
there.
landed on there.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And this music's intense.
Do you ever clip anybody when you're riding that
Oh
close?
yeah, yeah.
Guys, the music's amazing. Look at this, 1972. Evel Knievel jumps Caesar's Palace.
Everything was shot last week except
Except for
we
that.
have just 30-year-old footage
Yeah.
that he threw in. And you stand up when you're jumping, right?
Yeah, we have to stand up when we jump and then sit when we turn.
Oh,
Usually,
this guy's gonna go up the high road there.
What about when you jump in?
Oh, there he is.
you whip it.
You whip it good.
Dated reference.
Sorry. Not for change.
How do you like what we did with that motorcycle audio?
It's amazing.
We'll break that down later.
Outrageous. I'm a changed man. Oh, what happened there on the right? What is that?
He overjumped the jump into the turn. Went right
Another
over the
named
turn.
biker.
Yeah.
So Devin Powers gave us this music.
It's amazing.
And yeah, he's incredible.
The shredding guitar, the motocross.
I shouldn't say give it. We pay him.
Steve or a piece of flying.
We
through the
do
air.
pay him in gear.
Oh, well, okay.
So, you know.
Look out for the guy on the bike.
Whoa! Like that, he was turned sideways.
Yeah,
and
that
jumping
was
there.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how smooth the shots are, even though that's probably a very bumpy ride.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here he goes. Mom, look, I got a new bike.
We taught him lots of dirt flying.
I like
so
it.
they were like taking the turns, just a little extra dirt, a little more, a little right, a little more than usual.
How many cameras do we got here? It's like a camera smorgasbord.
Yeah, we got 4 cameras on the bike and 2 on the ground.
Wow.
We got a helmet cam, we have a throttle cam.
You know, we
shifter
watched
cam,
a bunch of videos. Sorry, and what else? What other cams? Sorry.
and a fender cam.
Wait a minute, don't
we have intern cam.
There you go.
I thought you were going to be in the shot. Tommy, come on out.
Yeah,
Get
come on.
him answering.
This is apparatus. Let's
This
view
is
the apparatus. Don't look so thrilled. It's a fashion statement. Come on, it's GoPro fashion. Yeah, look, people are walking around with Beats by Dre around their neck. We're doing a new thing. It's wearing your GoPro on your head.
That was incredible footage.
That was
You know, we
amazing.
watched a bunch of videos before, and just to make sure we weren't going to be, you know, so behind everyone else. And they kept having this. They had like orchestral. They had like
we're out
film
front.
music.
Exactly. Hold on. We've never been behind anybody. We're out front. We're trendsetters.
I just wanted to make sure. You know, you
Well,
just
look,
check
hold
what
on.
everyone's doing.
This is important. What we're really demonstrating. How long did this take to make, Steve?
It took about a week.
To edit it, to
yeah.
put the music to it, original music, all
Everything,
that.
yeah.
That's what we're demonstrating.
Oh
It
yeah,
can be done.
the whole goal was to show people how to do it. But then we realized, or I realized about halfway through, I better watch some videos to make sure we.
Yeah, and you learn that this is pretty cool.
And I don't
looking.
mean to bust on anybody's, but the whole purpose of what we're trying to do is like help people complete the production. And the audio did leave something to be desired on some videos out there that have 1 million views.
Well, and that's the thing. In most of them, they're not talking about the audio. It's what they're shooting that counts. But now when you marry the two together,
We're
then
going
you
to
have a
show
very
you right now how
professional
to
feel.
fix that and
Yeah.
how you take that audio and make something better out of it.
That's right.
Okay, so when we got the motorcycle or GoPro audio, it was kind of a little bit all over the map. Steve was saying it didn't sound very good. He kind of lowered expectations. But once we got it in the software and started processing it just a little bit, there's some very basic stuff. We really got it sounding nice and big and thick. The first thing I did is set up a low frequency shelf. What I wanted to do is pull down some of the low frequency rumble and bumps from the motorcycle that it was picking up. We don't want to take all of that out because we want to feel like you're riding the bike, but we definitely sloped quite a bit off. We started at 33 hertz is where that filter point starts, and then with this filter settings, most EQs have these on their shelves. They're different, basically filter slopes, or they call them filters or pole filters. And we set this one up at 6, and so you see it sort of gently slopes up to 100 hertz, which for, if audio is kind of new to you, that's where the low frequency energy mostly resides, anywhere from 20 to 100 hertz. So we want to cut that down, but we don't want to eliminate it. The mistake a lot of people make when they're cutting low frequencies, they just cut it all off and they set a sharp slope. And I don't like to do that because it messes up the entire balance of your audio. The next thing I did is boosted just a little bit with this. Now this EQ is maybe a little bit hard to read, but if you look here, I set it to 4.8 kilohertz because I wanted some of the energy from the motorcycle a little bit more. And this is a good EQ for boosting. This is one that Brian Vibert uses a lot, the VEQ3 from Waves. And I boosted just about 2.5 dBs at 4.8 kilohertz. And this has a nice friendly Q. It's not a Q that you adjust, which is the width of the curve. It's sort of a warm sounding medium to wide Q. And we just boost that nice frequency to get that motorcycle energy without it getting harsh sounding. And that's the beautiful thing about that plugin. It sounds very warm. So when you record to multiple cameras like this and just camera audio in general, you're going to get a very wide dynamic range, meaning you're going to get some low level noise and you're going to get some very loud noise. Obviously, when things crash or when the camera falls off, that audio gets really loud. So we want to control the dynamics, which is why we use this LA2A in the very end. So I like to use compression after EQ. So after I got done EQing this, we put this very basic, easy to use LA2A from UA, which just brought up the low levels. It basically just made everything closer to the same level. Not completely the same level, but it basically made it so you could hear the audio in a more balanced, cohesive way. The other thing that I want to point out is I put a compressor on the music plugin. And this is just in Logic, but you just have to see which plugins have a side chain. Basically, I used it as a ducker. And so I fed that first bus, which was all of the motorcycle audio, into the side chain input on the compressor and just messed around with those settings where I got that music to just come down just a little bit, not too obnoxiously, when the motorcycle sounds were there. When they weren't there, the music was full on. And then at a couple points in the song, for impact, you can see that I cut out the audio track altogether so that you could hear only his motorcycle at that point. So just a little processing can go a long way to get a much better sounding audio result. We'll get into the mastering chain, which I did use on the very end of this in another show. But there is analog gear on this one, or some mastering plugins, but we'll talk more about that another time. I wanted to focus on what I actually did to the tracks themselves. Because if you get that right and even put a nice limiter on the end of the track, you're going to have a nice sounding full track.
What's the message to the audience this week, oh great one?
The message this week is there's a lot of digital programming. A good friend of mine, Devin Powers, said in 5 years, all television is going to be distributed digitally. That being the case, it really levels the playing field for shows like this, hopefully, but shows that you're out there doing that we're trying to help you with. And the real concept behind this show, and to offer you all of this information, is to help you close that technology and production quality gap so that you can have a level playing field, or closer to a level playing field with some of the big boys. And then all you need is to be more creative. And I know that a lot of you out there can be more creative than a lot of the stuff they're feeding us from these giant broadcasters. The only reason that more of the programming that you guys are creating isn't getting played on television or on some of these big networks is the production quality gap. And they have certain expectations. So let's close that gap and see what you guys are doing. I know there's a lot of people out there coming up with great programming. We've been seeing it come out there. The purpose of this show, the concept behind everything we're doing, is to help you close that gap. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.